What if I told you that this makeup collection actually started as a fantasy novel over 20 years ago, and that when I chose my launch date, I discovered one synchronicity after another in my birth chart? Let me tell you a story. Have you ever had one of those moments where life seems to whisper, is the right time? For those of you who know me, you know I've always loved storytelling, but I've always also been very fascinated by astrology, symbolism, and the synchronicity, and the idea that sometimes life has a beautiful way of just connecting the dots. So I thought it would be fun to share why I chose August 8th to launch Rainbow Crystal Cosmetics. August 8th is known by many as the Lion's Gate portal, a day often associated with stepping into your purpose, creativity, confidence, and new beginnings. Whether you see that as spiritual, symbolic, or simply inspiring, something about that date just kept calling me. It just felt right. Then I looked deeper into my birth chart, and I was honestly amazed by what I found. So I have a Pisces rising, which is all about imagination, intuition, fantasy, and dreaming big. No coincidence there, right? I also have a strong Libra stellium with my Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Pluto all in Libra. Crazy, right? Libra is ruled by Venus, the planet associated with beauty, creativity, art, and aesthetics. As someone who first created the magical world of Rainbow Crystal through my books and is now bringing that same world to life through a cosmetic collection inspired by the characters, places, and magical moments from those stories, I couldn't help but notice how beautifully those themes seemed to align. And then came the synchronicities. 2 days before my launch, Venus moves into Libra, the sign it rules. Astrologically, that's often associated with beauty, creativity, harmony, and artistic expression. I also have Jupiter in Leo, the sign of creativity, confidence, leadership, and shining your light. Around my launch, Jupiter is returning to Leo, beginning a brand new 12-year cycle. To me, that's just such a beautiful symbol of growth, expansion, and stepping into a new chapter. Then, just a few days after my launch, there's a solar eclipse in Leo, a sign connected with creativity, courage, and being seen. And later that month, there's a lunar eclipse in Pisces, my rising sign, which many astrologers associate with personal growth, transformation, and stepping into a new version of yourself. Now, I don't believe astrology tells us exactly what will happen or guarantee success, but I do believe that sometimes life gives us these incredible moments of synchronicity that invite us to slow down, pay attention, and trust our intuition. For me, all of these pieces coming together don't feel like coincidence. They feel like a reminder to just trust the journey, honor the timing, and have the courage to step forward when something deep inside your heart simply says, now's the time. Looking back over these last several years, every challenge, every setback, every lesson, every closed door, and every small victory has led me here. It's made me realize that sometimes what feels like a delay is actually just life preparing you for the moment you're meant to step into. I mean, maybe that's what divine timing really is, right? Not that everything happens exactly when we want it to, but that very experience happens to us because it's turning us into the person we're becoming. Until one day we look back and we just realize that the pieces were fitting together all along. When I first dreamed up Rainbow Crystal all those years ago, I never imagined it would one day inspire an entire cosmetics collection. And now that world is becoming something people can actually hold in their hands, wear, and experience. Looking back, I realize every chapter of my life was quietly preparing me for this one. And that's why this launch feels so much bigger than makeup to me. It feels like a culmination of years of believing in one dream long enough for it to grow into another. And if there's one thing this journey has taught me, it's to trust my intuition and to embrace the synchronicities. And especially to keep believing in dreams that just refuse to leave your heart. So whether you believe in astrology, divine timing, synchronicity, or simply the power of perseverance, I hope that this reminds you to trust your own path. Sometimes the universe doesn't hand us the whole picture. Sometimes it simply leaves little breadcrumbs. And it asks us to just keep walking. And one day we'll look back and we'll realize that every twist, every delay, every heartbreak, and every lesson, every unexpected turn was quietly weaving together into something even more beautiful than we could have ever imagined. To me, that's synchronicity. That's trusting the universe. That's trusting yourself. And maybe that's where the real magic begins. So I just want to say thank you for believing in my dream and for being a part of this incredible journey. I'll see you on August 8th, and welcome to the magical world of Rainbow Crystal. Thank you all. Wishing you a very blessed one. Bye now.